All right, taking a look at the Dow here, and Netflix, of course, has kind of gone along with this buying mood here, but the Dow itself up 321 points here. Technology is a big leader there. We are off to the best start for a month and a year in 32 years. I mean, that could change. We still have ways to go here, but it is a reminder that whatever the market was falling apart on at the end of the year, around Christmas time and right before, right after Thanksgiving, it has made up that ground, or a good deal of it. Netflix is indicative of that, showing an appetite on the part of the consumer to pay more for something they really like. The jury's still out on that, but tech analyst Shana Glenzer is here. Shana, I've looked at Netflix as a reminder of the consumer's willingness to take on, a slightly bigger price tag to get something they really like, and that they might do that in the case of a Netflix, not necessarily in the case of an Apple. But that strength of the consumer is what is driving this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the strength of their desire for the great content that Netflix is putting out, and their maybe addiction to some of the content that's on the Netflix platform. But you're also seeing these, this is it's a $1, $2 incremental increase per month. It is a good percentage of the subscription fee, but it doesn't feel like a ton of money when you hear like an Apple, prices for phones going up hundreds of dollars, right? So
right. No, you might be right. There's a big distinction there, but Netflix itself, I mean, I've always likened this, and you'll put me straight here. Very similar to Amazon, that it was building up this huge infrastructure, never making money, and it was really, if you think about it, only the last couple of years it started making money off all of this. But it had to get the infrastructure in place to do it, and Netflix is paying dearly and heavily and appreciably for a lot of content to build this sort of one-stop streaming behemoth, and that it will pay huge dividends if it hasn't already down the road. Do you buy that?
I do. I also believe that the dividends it will pay dividends to not only invest in the production of this content, but then they're making smart decisions about how they're producing the content. They're buying production studios on the cheap. They bought one in New Mexico at a huge discount in October. So they're investing in the new original content, but they're making smart moves about how they're producing that content, and really spending internationally to produce over 100 shows this coming year in international markets.
Can that be too much? Listen, no, I'm a Netflix customer. It's overwhelming. I like documentaries. I'm big into documentaries. It goes with my being extremely dull. So that's where I focus. But there are so many choices even in that category, and so many choices in popular category and hit TV shows and movies now as they make their own movies. It's overwhelming. Does it risk that is the company overdoing it?
Well, firstly, I think that Netflix documentaries are quite cool and hip. So,
Thank you very much.
Just saying.
It's a dismissive remark, but I admire you saving it.
Anyway, right. I think two of the bigger challenges that Netflix faces, one of them is the overload of content, and that a lot of these older devices. Listen, I have a Roku device from several years ago in my house, and the Netflix app on Roku is awful. Now it's an older device, and I understand I should upgrade, but I have an awful experience with Netflix on certain devices that I have in my house. Now, of course, there's others where it's a wonderful experience. So Netflix is challenged there. I also feel like as a parent, I don't find as much content for my kids on Netflix. So I find myself going to Prime a lot more, or Hulu a lot more for my kiddos. And it might not be their market, but it is something that I think is a huge opportunity if they could get that right.
But Netflix has more content than those guys, right? Isn't that it's the big thing it brags about? But Apple could storm into this pool in a much bigger way, and I'm just wondering, as companies weigh how they want to grow in this business, whether they take that Netflix model and take it to new levels.
I think we've seen Apple with their announcement last year about how much original production they're going to embark upon. They're clearly taking the cue. What we'll see and be interesting is whether or not the Apple produced shows and movies can get the kind of momentum that we're seeing from Bird Box and that new thriller You that's really targeting millennials on Netflix and has done so well and was highlighted in the earnings call last night. So it's really a question mark around the content and the catchiness of that content.
Yeah, you're right about that. Shana, a great job. Thanks for
Well, I appreciate
for throwing
it.
a bone to me here that I'm not as much of a nerd as I thought.
I like those documentaries.
There you go. You're a lot younger. Shana, thank you very, very much.